What's going on, everyone?
Hello.
Hope all is well.
Hope everybody enjoyed that lovely after party.
Yes, the after party at Will It Grows.
That was awesome. Danny, John, if you're both here, Danny, I see you. You guys did an awesome job.
Yes, that was.
Definitely brightened up my week after having a terrible one.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm joining you all in the after party drinks. So
It looks like everything's working. Cool.
Nana's Crazy Life. Hi, Melody. Hi.
Hello.
I can never say it right. You say it.
What? Who? Huga?
Hooga. There we go.
Huga. So I hope you're all well. Most of you looks like you're coming from
John's.
So thank you for the love raid.
We are not talking about happy topics tonight, so
Well, they're not happy, but not horrible. Just whatever.
just opinions, just venting.
Yeah.
We were at a live earlier with Guardian Prepping and a bunch of other people.
And we also heard from one of our sources, just kind of correlating evidences. That's all.
And I guess you can call this our soapbox moment.
So we hope you enjoy. What's up?
No, I don't even know where you want to start.
Well, this was your idea. I started bringing up ideas, and you said you had it under control. So, first and foremost, Guardian Prepping is a great channel.
From South Africa.
Yep.
True patriot.
Yeah, absolutely. And he usually has Saturday. Oh no, today's Friday. Well, yesterday, Friday morning talks.
Yeah, community talks.
Yeah. And
one of them, Operation Capsaicin. Thanks for coming in.
What's going on, buddy?
I believe you were at Guardian Preppings.
Yep. There was a few of you in there. If Robert's lurking, I know he was in there this afternoon. And one of the conversations was just overall just making sure you have your preps set up.
Absolutely. And
whether it be water, foods.
I think most of the people. Oh, Homestead Aquarius is here. Hi, Robert.
Yeah.
I think most of us in the Shed Wars community and people that are tied in with the Shed Wars community,
we don't need to preach to you.
We're pretty well prepared, and obviously we know the importance of self-reliance. Me and Chris really wanted to push that point right now. There's a lot of talk, we'll say behind the scenes, that things are about to get really rough.
Strict. We're going to try to keep this in code as well a little bit, just so we can dance around algos, for instance, code.
So if we're not making sense to you, it's
please let us know too in the chat. Maybe we can clarify a little bit better.
We're speaking in code so YouTube doesn't hit us with a check mark.
Yeah, but one of the things that we heard is confinement. Good word. Yeah. Confinement is coming. It's kind of hit up north to our neighbors of us. Maybe wild edibles, time to shine's in the background. Maybe they can come up with some more localized opinions as opposed to us soapboxing things that we don't know that we heard from this, that, and the other.
Hi, Gardener Josh.
What's going on?
Thanks for coming in. I know you were just live too. We appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. We tried to hold off to the wee hours of the morning.
Or should I say Lord Josh?
See, I don't know why my thank you. At least it went away real quick. Sometimes my computer will like block out the
comment section.
Comments. Anyway. Yes. So you wanted to
there was another conversation that I had today with a friend who is ex-military, and there are talks about serious shifts in currency, and I'm just gonna keep it to that.
So this guy we're talking about is our friend from. I've known him basically my entire life. Very good friend, acquaintance.
He served two tours in Iraq.
Got injured, had the whole
PTSD.
and now he's much better, and he works for the town, and he has a great job. He's also has his family back in his life, his children, etc., etc. He's doing wonderful for himself. He told us from sources within that he still is acquainted with within the system that
there is a certain group of people that has been controlling the planet for a very long time.
The aluminum naughty.
If you can understand that.
Apparently, they've been, crashed down and arrested and whatnot. And what follows with that is
the currency
crash, which I know 50% of you are going to sit there and say, yeah, we saw this coming anyway. I've heard about okay, so exactly. So we've also heard of this, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, hearsay, the stock market's fluctuating. Long Husk basically controls the fluctuation of the markets with whatever
conversation he has that day.
Whatever fable he decides to tell or not tell given any given day. But yes, those guys suck. Yes, I know you know what we're talking about. Also another who was that? Big Chap. Big Chap is another guy we're going to be
hopefully soon. Will be on panel with us very soon.
Hopefully. We're going to talk in emails behind the scenes. But with this whole crash of the aluminum naughty comes the financial crash, comes a reset of the system that we have never seen before, ever.
And yes, there are a lot of people that think it is going to go to crypto, but
I don't.
It is believed to not go to the crypto that everybody is putting their dollar into right now.
And this is, I guess, where our soapbox moment really starts. And like, why should it have to go to crypto? Why should it have to go to the same BS that hasn't worked for us?
The same system.
The same system. The 2%, as I call them, the 2% controlling us, the 98%. It doesn't make sense. Why would we accept another system that they make? Why can't we make our own? We're supposed to. Isn't that what the vote is for? Han Solo. Keep an eye on the bond of the year 10.
He is speaking in code too, I believe.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And yes, Robert, the aluminum foilers.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to, it just came up top.
Our problem with this whole thing, and the thing that really hit me the hardest,
is our friend, the same friend who just told us this information.
This guy has fought for our country. He has fought for our freedoms. He has long-term lasting injuries that he has sustained fighting for this country.
I've watched him do drills in my backyard recreating what he has been through many times. So
like G.I. Joe in real life.
It's rough to watch my friend go through this act out, and I don't think he can help it. But he's much better now. So that was in the past.
Thank you, Homestead Aquarius, for dropping that link. My problem is this man has fought for our country. And the comment that I made to him today was like, okay, I guess then we're going to have to go back to the good old barter and trade system.
Yeah.
And his response to me was, unfortunately, I don't think that's how it's going to go. It's going to go to a crypto. And my reaction to that was like, okay, there's 2% of them. There's 98% of us. And I get that not all people will agree with this opinion. And I understand that some people will not even get what we're talking about right now. But why? Why is it okay for them to dictate how we live our lives? Why is it okay for them to be like, okay, this is how we're going to go? Why is that not our decision to
make? We're the ones that supposedly make that decision through our voting system. So, for instance, like, if what right now isn't working, and we all know, we can all agree that, Brandon isn't accepted.
He's not doing anything for this country.
He's not doing anything, but he's also not accepted by the popular vote. So what gives everybody? Like, why?
Yes, homestead rights. And I guess this is why we're having our soapbox moment, is because 90% of this population should not just go along with it.
Complacency.
Here's just a tip of the iceberg, okay? Tip of the iceberg. Our boss was given an ultimatum for our positions where we work.
Yeah.
He was told that his employees will comply.
We will assimilate.
With what is going on right now. We were told to comply or we would be terminated.
But here it is.
My boss stood up for each and every one of his employees. And granted, he only has about 15 employees right now. But he stood up and said, no, I'm not going to even ask them if they've had this because it's none of my business.
That's their medical
There is
right.
A law in place called HIPAA that prevents me from knowing any medical decisions that any of my employees make. And I'm not going to cross that boundary. So if you're telling me that my employees have to do this to keep their job, then one, I'll be contacting my lawyer, and I want this in writing
and he
to send
his
it
lawyer.
to my lawyer. And two, I will be walking away from this job because it's not worth it to me.
And you will be held accountable for everything that happens. And guess what happened, everybody? Guess what happened? They bent. We did not comply. We still work our jobs. You see me working really hard on the lives, right? Yeah, so hard. Yeah. But we still have our jobs is the point.
It takes one person.
One
to stand up and say, no, this is not okay. We have freedoms. This is America. And you're not going to tell us what is right for our bodies.
Exactly. Yeah. There's also another law as well. Go ahead, dear. Let me bring this up because I always forget it.
And that's another thing that people need to understand is mandate does not mean it's a law. That is totally separate. The fact that companies are saying that OSHA is mandating this is BS. There is no law from OSHA mandating anything.
I also would like to emphasize this thing that nobody knows what's in it. None of us in its entirety. No one knows what's in this thing. Nuremberg Human Rights. The Nuremberg trials establish that all humanity would be guarded by an international legal shield, and that even a head of state would be held criminally responsible and punished for aggression and crimes against humanity.
Meaning that unless we know every single ingredient that's in this, then we don't have to take it because it's our human right as just people walking and breathing on this planet to know what goes into our bodies.
That's a universal right, by the way. It doesn't stop on this planet.
No, it's all over this world. It's not just the United States law. It's not
I'm talking all over this universe. That's a different conversation, though. We'll stay at hand right here. Right
so their new thing, just so you guys know, because of this that Chris just read to you, they're now going to start releasing month by month little tiny pieces of what is in that vaccine that everybody has already taken.
Here's the kicker to this. The courts have judged that they are to release 500 pages a month until they are completely distributed. There's over 75,000 pages, I believe. How many years? If I'm wrong on that number, please correct me. But it is an obnoxious amount of time for us to wait for the evidence that is in that paper, if it's even the truth in entirety, because the 2% tells what the 98% what to do.
And the only reason they're releasing that information because it makes that clause right there that Chris read to you null and void.
And also these medical facilities, the big ones that are handing this responsibility over to the businesses and saying it's your responsibility to get XYZ to do what we say. That is illegal. And the only reason why they're doing it is they're trying to make us comply and herd. If they get enough businesses, let's say,
to get their employees 50% taken care of,
if they get 50% of every business to comply with their standards of living, supposedly all of a sudden, then they can just go ahead and write it a law instead of a mandate. That's a big difference between mandate and law. If more than 50%'s already gotten this mandate, we might as well turn it into a law.
And let me throw this out there because I don't think people really think about this enough. 99.7% survival rate unless you have comorbidity. 99.7. I'm almost 99.9% positive the flu is even more detrimental to your health.
Which, by the way...
And hold on. And we have never in our entire lifetime seen anything like this. They haven't done it with AIDS. They haven't done it with any other virus but this one. No. Why? Because it's about control. Yeah. It's about nothing else. It's not about our health, our well-being. If we are going to survive this pandemic or not, it's about control, because they want to take this world as we know it, flip it upside down, and make it the world that they want, that benefits them and them alone.
But the problem with that is they're not flipping the world around. They're flipping people like me and some people like you out there who think we're absolutely nuts. And that's fine. You can think we're nuts, but at least at the end of the day, can we come together as humanity and decide what's good for the greater good and not the 2%? Oh, and by the way, a quick statistic. Didn't you guys know that the CV19 actually cured the flu? I bet you guys didn't know that. There was like 0 flu deaths.
Han Solo, we do have a disclaimer banner. This is strictly our opinion.
Yeah. We put out there, this is all for entertainment. And I'm going to try the juggle here soon. Juggle for all of you. Just for entertainment purposes, because...
Exactly, Josh. Exactly.
And that's what we want to emphasize here. Is like...
No, this right here.
I'm sorry. Well, I want to emphasize this. That's highlighted.
Well, you can go back to his previous comment, too.
Because it's all biological. You know, I can get into a lot of deeper subjects into this as well. As far as the no tech that's within the supposed things that's down a deep rabbit hole.
We're not a deep rabbit hole because we're already starting to see the evidence of it right in our own.
There are scientists already looking into these things that we haven't seen anything like this. We don't know what to describe what's in these darts, as Melody said.
Here's another crazy conspiracy theory for you. Start paying attention to your streetlights. If they're starting to look ultraviolet to you, there's a reason for that.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's supposedly happening in all of the major cities, on all of the major highways, wherever you have to go onto an interstate to get into another state, you're going to see these ultraviolet lights.
Nikki says she wants to hang with us. Nikki, I I know how your anxiety gets. I don't want to flare that up.
Yeah, and Nikki,
but if you want, I'm more than willing to send a link out there.
If anybody wants to come up and talk about this with us, like, please.
You know what? Whatever. Here it is. If somebody would love to come up and
preach,
you know what?
It's
2 a.m. If somebody wants to come up and shoot the shit with us, please indulge us.
Melody, this has been eating away at us, and the reason for a long time, it's getting worse and worse,
and that's why we're having this now.
I know people that are losing their job in the next couple of weeks because they will not take the vaccine.
You guys watched me sit out in the parking lot
because today. My dad is in the hospital, and I am the only person allowed to be in there.
But that's not the point I was getting.
For 2 hours.
We witnessed the empty parking lots. Empty parking lots.
Okay, I'm going to put this flat out there for everybody. My dad was in the ICU for a week. 1 week. I talked very thoroughly with the nurses in there because you know what? I was nervous with my dad being in the hospital. My dad is not. He refuses.
Yeah.
Even on his deathbed, he refuses. I wanted to know what was going on in that ICU to protect him. Like, do they need to be wearing gowns and stuff when they come in because the people down the hall are dying?
That was a funny story.
This supposed pandemic. Well, let me tell you that one of the nurses in there was very like-minded, and she brought it to my attention that every single person that's in that ICU with the pandemic problem,
I think that's a trigger word too, unfortunately, in a free country,
has been and has had the B to go along with it. So you tell me it works. You tell me it helps save lives. When I can walk by a room and see a 20-year-old girl on a ventilator, you tell me that they're not putting that in people.
Yeah. Or
2 years we have worked
as cleaners.
We don't wear.
Picking up after at least 200 people a day.
We don't wear this. We don't wear gloves.
200 people a day. Used to. They don't anymore because they're all scared, which makes our life easy. Thank you, by the way, everybody. But we used to pick up after 200 people, and by the way, 150 children at a daycare during the beginning of this whole cycle.
When supplies were not allowed to be given to us because the hospitals were overrun.
Yep.
This, that, and the other.
Yep.
Neither one of us, along with the rest of my staff, no one ever got sick.
No one got sick. And let me tell you, picking up after 100 to 150 kids from the ages
30 teachers
from the ages of
infant
to 5. Disgusting. And supposedly they're supposed to be the transmitters of this. By the way, all of those parents were frequent flyers in and out of wherever they were, because we're talking big outlets here. I'm not going to disclose names, but trust us, if you follow us, you know the big names that we can disclose here. And they're flying into China, Japan, Canada, Australia, everywhere.
Internationally.
All this being said, we never got sick. People around us got sick who got the you-know-what. Everybody in my building is stuck with it. They have their pretty little cards, all updated, 3rd and 4th. Yeah,
and tell them what's on every one of those people's desk.
Every day, I'm picking up cough drops, lozenges, cough serums, emergencies, little packets. These people are sick constantly. On top of that, these people are so sick they're not even working. That's why I'm cleaning up after 7 people work today in a 400 capacity building. Nobody wants to jump up, huh? It's all lies that they.
Josh, I completely agree with you. It is every single person's decision, whether they want it, whether they don't.
Yeah.
But my point is, why should it be forced?
Yeah. Which is
why
what
should
is
it
happening.
be forced when we don't even know? How do you make critical medical decisions for yourself when you don't even have all of the information?
Uninformed. I just read it to you, everybody. I just read it to you. It's right there, the Nuremberg Code. Please go look it up. Understand your universal rights.
If you want to trust Big Pharma,
fine.
You want to trust our government,
fine.
That's fine.
You don't.
Do it. I'm not going to judge you for it. If it's right for you, that's your decision.
We don't to the
We're up here preaching because it is not for us. We don't want it. And there are a lot of other people just like us that are going to be forced.
By the way, there's more of us than there are of them. Don't let the media lie to you. If we all can agree that the media is lying to you, I don't watch it, so lying to whoever watches it, we can agree that they're lying except this one fact. Who's naive? Right? The government's wrong. The government does this, that, and the other to us to manipulate us. But right now, I'm going to take this because they say it's the thing to do and we should assimilate. BS.
If you think half of this country has it,
you're sadly mistaken. I would put a lot of money, if I had it, on the fact that there's less than 33% of this country V'd right now. Maybe there's 50% who got the first one because they were scared because of the propaganda.
Maybe even the second one, but I can guarantee you with their new stipulations of what being V'd means, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
I know people that have taken the first, the second, and completely refuse to get the next round. I've watched a 40-year-old woman in rehabilitation with my father.
Whoa. Why are you doing that? Okay.
With my father, who is perfectly healthy up until the day she took the second one. And she had a stroke that very same day. And never be the same again in the rest of her life.
This is more of a... Yeah, maybe that's another conversation. I was going to talk about Mo and how we saw his, decline.
Oh, yeah. The Smith-Month Act, that covers every little lie they tell us.
Who said Aquarius. That? Thank you, Robert. Thank you. That's all I need to say, because when I say, the Nuremberg Code and even the Smith-Month Act, where basically what this, please read it, go do your due diligence and figure it out on your own, because don't trust me, this is for entertainment, right? But the Smith-Month Act is an actual law that protects media agencies from getting in trouble. So what I mean by this is, we'll just say Ox News says this is the worst thing ever, and then you have Sun, who says this is going to be okay. Now, both of those stories are combating with one another. One of them's true, but neither one of them has to take the responsibility for being wrong. That basically explains the Smith-Month Act. No matter who's wrong, no matter who said what, it doesn't matter, because apparently it's all just strictly entertainment and for your pleasure. Nikki, what's going on? I hope you know what you got into. Yeah. Over here.
Yeah.
We're just like we said, we're at Guardian prepping, and then we heard one of our other sources talk about these things. And then, like we said, with our friend, my lifelong friend, I've known him forever, he correlated that. And some of these things are kind of scary, such as confinement things coming again soon. Fiercer things being pushed on us.
Once a month, I hear that's coming.
Once a month. I'm not going to say once a month, but this is for entertainment anyway.
Yeah.
But these things are coming, and like it's literally the 2% dictating it to the rest of us. And send a link on Melody's phone. Okay, hold on a second, Melody. You want to take over here so I can figure that out and we're not boring the chat? I understand that, but I can't do two things at the same time.
Okay,
I just
I'm
can't.
Trying to entertain the kitty too.
Don't worry about the kitty. So here's the lovely wife, Nikki.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, we're ranting tonight, Nikki. It just needed to happen.
It's all good.
When you
I'm a great listener. I suck at advice, but I'm great at listening.
We're definitely not here to give advice. It's just really frustrating to us, especially when you know so many independent, self-reliant people. Like, at what point does this country stand up and fight for their freedom?
Right.
Are we just going to lay down and take it until there's no freedom left? Because it's going that way quite quickly.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And it scares me. I have a grandchild in this world. Like, I don't want my grandchildren growing up in a communist country.
Mm-hmm.
I can figure it out there. Melody, I am working the magic right now.
We're trying to.
Hopefully everybody's still there and you can hear us. Can you, Nikki?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect. I'm trying to work out the email thing right now.
Okay.
So
take your time.
So the other thing that really gets to me, and I'm fortunate because I can go and visit my dad, but there was a time where that wasn't allowed, period. You were not allowed to see your loved one. I mean, I saw remnants of that when he was in rehab after his stroke. There was numbers on the outside facing windows so that you could stand on the lawn and wave to your family member while they were in rehabilitation. Like, nobody should ever have to be in the hospital by themselves. I don't care what situation's going on. Like, you should be able to be in there with your loved one. I mean, what if it's their final days? You're not going to get a chance to say goodbye. How many people didn't get a chance to say goodbye?
Bet you the numbers are huge.
Yeah, like it sickens me. And watching what our medical system is like right now, because there are nurses and doctors that refuse to take this because they don't know. And if they don't know, how do we know?
Right.
So the patients suffer. Nobody. So it's us. It mainly comes down to us. We're the ones who get to suffer for all of this.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's even a part of getting a freaking job. I'm going through that process right now. And they were asking me questions like that. And I'm thinking, HIPAA?
Yeah, what gives you that right?
My private information, my private medical information.
Yeah.
You know what? So we saw this hilarious thing, and once again, viewer discretion advised here. Next time somebody asks you about your information, ask them about their anal leakage.
How's your anal leakage today?
Yeah, since we're going to talk medical here, you go ahead and tell me about yours. Seriously.
Right.
I can't wait till I can say that to somebody. Honestly, Nikki.
Yep.
Like,
hey, I'm trying to get a job here. I can't afford to be rude, but that's a really good comeback.
This Lone Star Pioneer came in at such a wrong time. I'm so sorry.
Hi, Teresa.
I hope Les is doing better. Yeah, I hope he's doing much better.
I saw you got your vitamins today. I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
AC/DC.
Yes. Just remember rock and roll vitamins.
Hey, Ragnarok.
What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Ragnarok? I can't see chat, so.
Oh, I'm still trying to figure.
He'll start clicking, Nikki, as soon as.
No. You're fine. I'm just saying hi to the people that you're mentioning out loud.
There's Ragnarok.
No.
What's up? Hi, everybody in chat. Hi, Miss Lone Star Pioneering.
So, Mrs. Lone Star, we're kind of just having a preaching session today about freedom.
Liberties,
if you haven't
rights.
tuned in a while, this is probably the wrong live for you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And like Chris said, I hope Les is doing well.
Yeah.
No, we are thinking about him for sure.
We were basically brushing up on the Nuremberg Code, the Smith Month Act, and there was another one there. We're having soapbox moments here, but
they're bringing in people that follow orders in uniforms to take over things. Just following orders will be enough. Yeah.
Melody, I am sucking at this right now, hardcore.
Can I see?
I'm trying to find her email. Like, that's all I want.
Just text it to her. You have her phone number.
But I can't get this link on my cell phone.
Email it to yourself and then copy it.
Yes.
I did that, but it's nowhere to be found right now. I'm waiting for it to come through still.
Oh, did you send it through Google or through their like weird off-brand email?
I just have an envelope on the bottom here, Nikki, and it brings me right to my email.
Just put it up there. Melody 196784@gmail.com. So just go to compose.
Okay, well, I still need to get the link onto the phone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not completely tech savvy yet.
Can't you just drop it again?
She says she can't get it that way.
Weird.
Yeah, Melody, you can't get it through the link drop that I did. You have to put the link into. No, that's Melon that does it that way. Yeah, I'm really trying, Melody, but we're all staring in the phones, not entertaining people now.
Well, I guess I can chat while you guys figure it out. So, a couple days ago, this is kind of boring, but it's just something to talk about. So, a couple days ago, I applied for a job, and like 2 hours later, they called me and they were like, "Hey, can we do a pre-interview with you?" And I was like, "Okay." My kids were running around screaming. I was distracted. I couldn't think straight. I felt like I was all over the place on the phone trying to explain who I am. And the next day, I just had bad thoughts about my interview or my pre-interview. So I thought it didn't go very well. But the next day they were like, "Hey, can we get your references?" So I sent them my references, and my references all sent them back within like an hour. And then I didn't hear anything yesterday. And then today they messaged me and said, "Hey, we want to do an interview on Monday." So I have an interview Monday. Fingers crossed.
Awesome. Fingers and toes crossed.
Fingers and toes.
We were talking
about.
That's
right. I already told you about that. Fuck.
Yeah, but you didn't tell her.
So boring.
No.
No.
Nikki, are you kidding me? This is our life. This is what we did. This is our right here. Like sitting in front of a camera, soapboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not typically soapboxing.
No, we're usually,
we're usually rainbows and unicorns and aliens, but
sunshine and But
I made a doctor's appointment yesterday to get this growth on my ear taken off.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Fingers crossed. It's not cancer.
Yeah. No, nobody needs that in their life.
No, but it's like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm trying to get my son into the doctor so that we can try to get him a diagnosis through either his school IEP or try to get him into the special needs pediatrician sooner than 14 to 15 months since last June.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. But yeah, we're trying to get my son figured out so that we can either, I don't know. I ran into such a hard time trying to find daycare, just daycare for my child. He's 4, not potty trained because he has a developmental delay, and we cannot find childcare for him. I tried calling, like, there's an 800 number for the state of Washington that they give you a list, but they sent me the list with the 4 people in my area, and there were the 4 people I already called and told me that they couldn't take him.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing to me, because like around here, like the daycare that we cleaned, they have infants. Infants obviously aren't potty trained, so
right.
What's the difference? Just an older butt to wipe, like.
Yep.
I don't know. It definitely. I mean, my niece is 23 years old, and she has a lot of developmental delays. Like, she's 23 but probably mentally 12, and probably never go beyond that. I mean, and that's the thing, is it's so hard with her because she's not all mentally 12.
Right.
Basic life skills, yes, she'll never go beyond 12. She's always going to need somebody to take care of her, but she has adult feelings, she has adult urges. You know, she's tried smoking, she's tried drinking, and like didn't even grasp the concept. Like her sister turned 21, and her sister is, you know, there's no issues there. So she went out and bought like gallons of Fireball and Malibu, and she had them in her room, and she got a hold of them, and she just drank and drank and drank, and then spent the next 2 days throwing up. And she's like, well, I guess I'm never going to do that again. And I was like, well, at least you got it out of your system all in one big bang. Usually it takes us people, you know, a couple 100 times for that to happen.
Right. So glad I don't drink anymore.
I completely understand. Like the school system, with her, they just pushed her through. They never really gave her anything that she really needed. It was just, okay. I mean, she graduated high school.
That's awesome.
I don't think I ever saw her do any schoolwork at all.
Really?
That's the bad part. Yeah, they didn't want to deal with her anymore, so they just kept pushing her through the system.
But do you know how many people don't graduate that are fully functioning humans?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry. That's me. I'm, you know.
I mean, I had disability growing up. I had reading comprehension issues. I was in special classes for math and for language and stuff like that. I was in the system. I had IEPs, you know. I'm a fully functioning adult. I suck at spelling. I suck at math, but thank God I have a cell phone, because that takes care of the things that I can't do.
Yeah.
She gets angry at me sometimes because I have a hard time spelling like silly words.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'll repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And even when I have it spelled right, I'll misspell it because I don't know. It just doesn't work in my head. I have ADD.
Look right.
I will question myself to the point where I'll make words just horribly.
But that's why we work so well. He is the math side of the brain. I am the spelling, reading side of the brain. We make one big brain.
Yes.
But it's, I don't know.
Melody,
for me in school, I was an honor roll student until I ended up pregnant at 16, and they threw me in SPED.
Yeah. Did you know that becoming pregnant makes you mentally handicapped?
Really?
Yeah,
it does.
It did me.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
They didn't want other children seeing me, so they just stuck me in the back corner of the school and said, this is where you'll be from now on.
Wow.
Yeah, and I ended up dropping out because it was all
OMG. Melody, are you still
She said she's going to let her dogs out. Be right back. I'll let the dogs out.
To clipboard, right? It's copied. Now, I don't know why this was so ridiculous, but it wouldn't let me enter into StreamYard through my email on my phone.
Ragnarok, you're absolutely right. And let me just narrate how bad this is, okay? My niece came into the house the other day with a handful of coins. She is 23 years old. She's graduated high school. She could not count out $1.
in coins.
Wow. Yeah.
How did you graduate high school?
Right.
No. And then me, on the other hand, I have a 9th grade education, and just as long as you're not adding English letters into math, I can understand it.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's about where I dropped off.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm great at guesstimating. I'm great at building, assembling. You've seen it. I've built a house from the ground up. I have no training for anything. Nothing.
Q, that's absolutely.
Let me do it. What this?
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting, Q.
Yes. I did send that out to Melody, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
What? Oh my God. Okay, so stay away from that person.
Yeah. I think the reactions are all the way around. Where did we leave off? I don't even know anymore. Are we off our soapbox? Is that about it? Now we're gonna calm talk. We'll see what Melody has.
On your soapbox. I don't care.
No. I mean, we just wanted to get on here and just tell people to just $10 a week.
Be prepared for anything right now. Anything.
$10 a week in rice and or beans every week for a couple months. You'll end up with a couple 100 pounds of rice and beans. And I don't know if you know the equation to that, but it is like a 1-to-3 ratio. So every pound of rice and beans you have 3 pounds once it's cooked.
Yeah.
So if you have 100 pounds of rice, you have 300 pounds of rice. That feeds a lot of people. So say you have like 600 or 700 pounds of rice and or beans.
You get your carbs from your rice. You get your protein from your beans.
And another thing, spices. Go to the dollar store, pick up a bunch of spices. There's a lot of homeopathic benefits in just regular old spices that you wouldn't even know. It flavors up those rice and beans. And there you have a large amount of food.
Melody, I believe he sent you the link. Hi, Bob.
Yep.
Hey, Bob.
Rice and beans are a must.
Spices, right, Bob? I'm sure you would agree. Spices. So, rice and beans. Well, okay, I have a plethora of spices here to enjoy. What's your fancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
can grow your own food.
Yeah, grow your own food. Can. That's really our soapbox, everybody. Just prepare. We had a lot of correlating evidences today, and things aren't
looking better. They're looking worse.
Good to know you. Thank you.
And we can make the change if the 98% stands up against the 2%. That's all it takes. Our boss standing up and saying, that is not your right. They have medical rights. They don't have to talk about that. Well, you need to comply or you will lose your job. My boss said, no, tough shit. I'm going to bring my lawyer into this.
He didn't even say.
As soon as he said lawyer, they backed down.
It wasn't that.
Because guess what? Lawyers know their laws.
Okay. Can I finish?
Yeah.
He knew the correct terminology because he does his research. And he knew exactly what to say to them. As far as our freedoms go, as far as what our medical rights were, he said, how do I know that one of them isn't allergic to something that's in
that thing that we know nothing about?
Like, I can't force that upon them. What if it ends their life? Like,
yeah,
right.
He stood his ground and he didn't settle for anything. He did not care if he walked out of that building with a job or a job for himself or us.
And here's the thing, Nikki, you know how hard it is to find help nowadays. Like you got callbacks in a couple hours.
Yeah.
So people are hurting for help. Do you really think that they're going to boot us out when we're the only two that have showed up for 8 years straight?
And let's just put it this way. I worked for a company for 8 years that did boot us out because we did not have the correct amount of hours filled.
Job was done.
Place was clean. They were happy except for the amount of employees and the hours put into the building.
And guess what? After they booted us
out.
They have one person cleaning that building.
Less than 40 hours a week that we used to put in 90. Yep. At least 90 hours a week.
No, we did like 100, 110. Tommy had 30. You and I had 40. So it was like 110 hours a week.
And their security guard called Chris the other day talking about how they are ready to call me up and beg me to take my job back.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But
yeah. They're going to do crap and then ask you back?
Yeah. The security guard he didn't come out and ask me, but he was hinting around like, oh, how's it going? What are you doing? You're right across the street. Oh, well, this is happening over here. I told my boss I was going to try to convince you to come back, yada, yada. Just kind of feeling us out. And I was like, dude, like, what's off? Like,
yeah.
They have mandated it there so that it's not even an option for us.
Yeah.
And
right.
On top of that, like, my boss has been loyal to us for the past 8 years, and
so the 15
they're trying to go behind my boss's back and hire us for themselves, and pretty much say, oh, screw you. Like,
so the fact that we only make 15 an hour, it barely does get us by. At least we have a job and we keep our rights.
Right.
That's, you're getting what, $22 an hour to do your job. I'm sure we can find that out there.
Absolutely.
I told you about McDonald's, how they're hiring at 15 with a $550 bonus after a month. Like,
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they're up to $18 now, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't get out much, everybody. I don't.
I mean, Papa Murphy's in my town starts you at 18 an hour. Papa Murphy's, take and bake pizza.
So I can literally, as I said this afternoon, Nikki, she didn't hear it. I'll say it again because she thinks it's kind of funny. I can go to McDonald's, make $18 an hour, and mac on high school girls.
If you want to die.
See?
Like, right? Yes, Gina.
$18. That's four. That's.
And I hate to tell you, those high school girls you're thinking about are your age high school girls. High school kids don't go to McDonald's anymore. They're all 40-year-olds.
So that's what, $720. Yeah, $720 a week on 1840.
Yeah.
And that would turn into $1,420, almost $2,900 a month. That's over $30,000 a year to flip burgers. Everybody.
Teresa, I hope it's the latter. I really hope it's the latter.
$30,000+ a year to flip cheeseburgers at McDonald's. Wow, where did I go wrong in life? But that's if you assimilate, I imagine, right? I forgot that little detail. I am highlighting them now, Nikki. I got it going.
Ragnarok. He's pretty cool. If he wants to come up, he should come up.
Chris, you sent me the live stream to my phone. Sent me the live.
You sent her the link for the live stream instead of the link for the link.
What? I copied the link from the live stream and sent it to her. See,
technology.
Watch. No, watch. Literally. Here it is, live, right? Invite guest. Copy. Exit out. Yeah, exit out. Go to messages, melody. I'm going to repost this, paste, and send.
Try that again, Melody.
She saw it that time.
Yeah. It's a shame that we have to put our fate in other people's hands.
And why should we? I mean, We grew 400 plus pounds of food this year. We really can do so much more. But
Mhm.
here's the thing, 400 pounds of food on 2 people is a half a pound of food for each of us to eat.
Excuse you.
No, I'm sorry.
430 pounds of food.
Is more than a half a
Count
pound of food.
it all if you're going to count it.
No. There's more than a half a pound of food for each of us to eat every single day. We grew that. Could you survive on a half a pound of food, Nikki?
3 pounds of food a day?
A half a pound. A half a pound.
Oh, half a pound?
Half a pound of vegetables every day. That's what we grew this year.
It's more vegetables than I eat in a day.
Here is.
Yay,
I hope that's you,
it.
Melody.
Show us your penis. No, I mean, don't show us your penis.
I don't know. We're going to see like a floppy penis come up like that happened to Rusty Pepper.
Oh, I gotta pee.
Well, Melody, I can't hear you, but you are right here. I did bring you up. You're just like shadow person.
You're black.
I'm a little confused. I thought you were sending me a link on information, not a link to the channel live.
Well, we're kind of hearing you now. Are you there? That was weird.
That is weird. Take her, put her down, and then try to pop her back up. Maybe there was just an error.
Like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If Melody whips out a bouncing, guys, sorry. Well, it's Melody. I know that for a fact. I heard your voice, Melody.
Yeah, but is she putting on the John Keeney? Is that why she's in shadow?
Yeah, maybe she has the John Keeney on already.
Ooh.
Yeah. You missed that, didn't you, Nikki?
You missed that, didn't you? He actually put it on tonight while he was singing karaoke.
Yeah.
What? I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that video.
His wife comes running out with a robe and threw it around him, and then she left the room and he started dancing with it.
It was. But
the best part was when he was trying to stand on furniture and dance with it.
Oh,
his robe opened and he almost fell and died.
Yeah, he almost fell like 3 times. He kept getting up on the furniture and falling down. He was so drunk.
Oh, geez.
It was fun to watch. But Danny from Cajun Hydroponics has an amazing voice.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly. Like when he drops the what does he call it? The Bayou. Wait, I thought you were sending me information to a link, not the live. Oh, which information would you like, Melody? I will send you links to anything that I had mentioned here tonight about the Spit Month Act, the Nuremberg Code, etc., etc. If anybody wants any of that, I will send it because people should know, you know. These are rights that were created for a reason, not just to be trampled and pissed on.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have the days of the 1940s happen again, Nikki. You specialized in that, didn't you? Did you not? You went to school and studied that, or were you just really interested in that?
No, when I was in high school, like I mentioned, I struggled a lot in school, and it wasn't until my junior year that I got put in a class called Holocaust Literature. And that was like the first class that I had ever been in that was very engaging. It was so interesting. I guess history was the part that was interesting to me, like what had happened and how an entire country could get brainwashed over 7 years. Yeah. Like it was so crazy what happened.
Vicky, and like look around, right? Look around.
I know. Like the knowledge that I have what happened to that country is very scary. And I'm not going to go into that rant, but the class that I was in was really cool. I gained a lot of knowledge. I have no respect for the man that whatever, but he was a very intelligent person. He was very smart, and I'm not saying I respect him at all, but to brainwash an entire country in 7 years is brilliant. And I understand that that is going on in countries today. I'm not a moron.
Yeah. Well, it's already happened in some countries. Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that they have. How can I put the camps?
Camps. Yeah.
Camp. Yeah. They have camps already. If you sneeze awkwardly or cough awkwardly and it's on camera, you are found and taken to camp until you are assimilated or turn into powder.
Right.
How's that
Yep.
put? Like,
and you're right, Bob. He did not do it alone. You are correct.
No, he didn't. Joseph Mengele. Joseph Mengele was one of these horrible people who basically the Nuremberg Code was created from. Is that one guy? Is that correct? Yeah.
Okay. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Joseph Mengele. You might as well say modern day Fauci, right? Yeah. The doctor that everybody loves nowadays. You might as well call him Dr. Mengele.
Yeah. A couple of companies actually took advantage of the Holocaust, like the company Bayer. If I didn't have migraines, I would have nothing to do with that company because they actually did experiments on people in the camps. They took advantage. They were bleaching people's eyeballs to see if they could change the color. Like they were doing legit experiments on people. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it goes a lot further than just that. With all the stuff that they did to our African American cosmic brothers and sisters. You know? Like all the stuff they did throughout the years, even though they were saying they were trying to help. No, what they have done is detrimental and put most of unfortunate people in these positions that they are to lash out in ways that make them. I'm trying to dance around this without being.
Yeah.
It's really hard to, you know what I'm getting at. Ultimately, right? Yeah.
Yes.
It's. I understand there are barriers there. Those barriers should not be, but people need to open their eyes and not believe what the 2% are telling them. I'm hoping that day comes, but it's been more detrimental to our African American brothers and sisters. I can say that with confidence because I can see it. Look at the rundown towns and cities that can be better. They can be better, and there's no reason they can't be. You know, if these politicians can have $1 million houses on a $160,000 salary, why can't our veterans? Why can't our people in need get what they should pay for, or why can't these people get what they need if that's what this country stands for? Right. If that's what me and you put taxes in for to make everybody else's life better, well, I don't see that. I see the 2%'s life getting better and better and better. Yep. It's this one. Yes, so true.
They gave asylum to a lot of people. They actually went. They kind of split them throughout a bunch of different countries.
Yes, they did. We're talking about all the Rocketeers here, right? Ragnarok, yeah.
And, since you're on the subject of our African American brothers and sisters, how long have they been testing on them?
That's what I was getting at, the whole testing and everything. Like Nikki was just saying, Bayer did the bleaching of the eyeballs to try to change the colors and other things. And I was emphasizing that they continued this testing and stuff on our African American.
All I can say is, do you really at this point think that AIDS came from monkeys?
Yeah, really. Yeah. AIDS did not come from monkeys. It came from a laboratory.
Yeah.
Just saying, man.
It's always been about population control for them.
It has been, and they're scared because Gina brought this video up to me, and it's an old video, and I'm sure you're all going to reminisce on this one scene, and it blew my mind, and it's going to be really funny and simple. But the movie Ants. Do you remember that childhood movie? I think we were teenagers. No.
Yeah, I don't like cartoons.
A Bug's Life.
Oh, A Bug's Life. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I saw that one.
Okay. So,
yeah.
A cute story, right? Funny and all. There's a scene in there that blew my mind. And it was when the grasshoppers looked at each other and they're sitting there drinking their stolen beverages and eating their stolen seeds. And they're like, if those ants figure out that they outnumber us by X amount, we are fucked.
Yep.
Fucked. It was a child's movie.
No, I'm making it, we are fucked. We are fucked.
And the exact grasshopper says, "Let's hope that day never comes."
Subliminal messaging, much, Nikki. I fully believe that Hollywood has more truth in it than the fiction and fable that they teach us and tell us that are, facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%. And just seeing that little snippet and remembering it, and the way that, when was that movie out? When we were teenagers. It had to have been, right?
Yeah, it was when my niece was a kid, so yeah.
So you're watching that video and you're like, oh yeah, it's fun, and then you reminisce on things when you're an adult who have more mature thoughts, and it's like, holy shit.
They were trying to tell us something.
It's almost like they were trying to tell us something and also trying to groom us at the same time. Like, it's okay to realize that there's only 2%.
Exactly, Hugh. Exactly. They have to tell us what they're doing.
Yes, and that is so true on a universal level, Q. Yes.
I'm so glad to see such smart people around us.
On I'm talking rabbit holes here, but on a universal law, there is the yin yang, and with the yin yang, they both have to understand each other to become one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, by them telling us in a manner that is fable, myth, so on and so forth.
Yep, Ragnarok.
They're basically.
Yep. I don't think he's ever seen that one, but I know what you're talking about.
But they're basically enabling the free will of humanity and the universal law of free will by them telling us and us agreeing. That is a compromise. That is our free will accepting it.
Yeah.
Which basically brings us all back to the soapbox moment. Like, if more than 50% of the population accepts what's going on, guess what, people?
It becomes reality.
That's a manifestation of a reality.
Mm-hmm.
We're not at that point. Like I said, I believe less than 33% have actually gotten the second and third.
Yeah.
There's another one right there.
I have not seen that here, so
we are okay. After this live or so watching, everybody go watch that I Pet Goat 2. If you are a conspiracy scientist, check that out. Nikki, have you ever seen that? Yeah.
I have not.
A lie 1,000 times, it becomes the truth.
Please watch it after this live, Nikki. Like, go watch it.
Unless you're us.
YouTube?
What's that?
Where do I watch it at? YouTube, Netflix?
Yeah, just put
YouTube.
I guarantee the rest of it will come right out. I guarantee.
Okay.
I have
to write that down because I suck at remembering stuff.
It's one of those subliminal things that's compiled like possibly 2,000 years into a 10-minute clip, maybe 20-minute clip, if I remember it correctly. I pet goat too. Yes, Q. I believe there's a lot of subliminal messages in that. But once again, here we go. You kind of have to sit on the fence on everything, because is that truth or is it fable, or like which way do you sway, or do you sit in the middle?
I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you.
History is only written by the victorious, which means we only get 50% of the story, is basically what I'm saying here. So no matter what you find is absolute truth, you can't believe it still, because it's only still half of it, isn't it?
Or the other half of the story.
Yeah. All of our history
what may be truth to some is not truth for others.
All of our history is half-assed. That's the best way to sum it up. Every bit of history is half-assed.
Yeah, Ragnarok, that's the thing, though. I think people think they are winning. I think that's the narrative that's being driven, is that they're winning.
That's the propaganda machine.
If there's still people out there like you and I that are having these conversations, they're not winning.
No, they're not. And I guess this is why we felt to come on this soapbox and tell you how we feel, because maybe we'll get one person to think outside the box here and be like, you know what? Them crazy ass cosmic cultivators are onto something here.
Right.
Why should I assimilate when I don't need to? That's my universal right to have freedom, to have my own choices, what to do, how to live.
And see, that's the thing, is we can still say that because it hasn't got to that point. If it ever gets to that point in the United States, the same point it has gotten in Australia, the same point it has gotten in Canada.
And by the way,
if it gets that way here, there is no going back.
And by the way, everybody,
people don't raise up their voices and let it be heard that our freedoms matter and we're not going to stand for it, we're doomed.
And by the way, the entire world is looking at the United States
for help,
to put on their big girl panties and stand the fuck up. The whole world is waiting and watching to see what happens to the planet.
You have to remember that the rest of the world sees us as the superpower.
Yeah.
We have always been the superpower. No matter if it's come to economy, army, navy, air force, you name it, we have been the top since forever. So for us to just cowtail and just roll over and let them do what they're doing, we are literally looking at the rest of the world and saying, sorry guys, you're on your own.
Yeah.
We can't be those people. We can't be.
You were saying China, Nikki?
Yeah, I thought it was China. I mean, I don't know enough about the world. I don't pay attention to all that shit.
You're right, but the only reason why is because the reptilian overlords of the Clintons sold all our information to them, and they replicated, and that's why you see the problems we're having today. Like, oh, we're supposed to be the superpower, but oh my goodness, they have what we have, and now they're trumping us on top of that as well.
Right.
On top of that, Nikki, they also, like, if it was ever to come down to a war between us and China, we don't stand a chance just because of their population alone.
Yeah.
It would be like 4-1 in a battle.
I think it's like 6-1.
I think honestly that's why there's never been a war with China, because the United States looks at them and is like, even if we had every single person in our country stand up and, sign up for the draft, we still wouldn't stand a chance.
And another thing that we didn't really mention about the whole financial reset thing is China's buying up everything they can get their hands on.
Oh, yeah.
Our land.
It comes to land, precious metals, foods, that freezer dried stored goods. I don't want to say MREs, but much along the lines of that. They're buying everything and anything they can to stock up for something.
Yeah.
What? What are they stocking? Is it an apocalyptic comet coming?
Thank you for dropping that. I will definitely check it out after
There it
this.
is. Boom, right there for you, Nikki.
Okay.
The link for
But I cannot
iPad
find the
Go-
entire movie. Really? I wonder if you can scrub some of it.
Probably. Don't fly. Don't put the main shoe. No, don't.
It's been over a year now, huh?
My dad was watching. It was a local channel today. I think it was Channel 4 here. And I turned the channel for him because I was like, Dad, you don't need to see this. This is not real life. Like, don't even watch this stuff. And they're sitting there like they're putting the word new in like every scenario possible. Like, a family member going to visit their elderly parent in a nursing home, all dressed up in gowns and masks and this and that. And they're putting the word new behind everything. Everything that they're changing, they're putting the word new. And then it says, go to us for your news. I'm like, oh, that's clever. That's catchy. That's cute.
Hey, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to mute and go off camera for just a second.
Oh, yeah? I think I know what you're doing.
After
you're pooping.
Dad time.
China is on the edge of starvation. Now the new flu, they're in deep, deep trouble to feed their. Yeah, Bob. When you have a population that size and you have no food, no nothing, those people in China have been doing what we are trying to replicate right now with self-reliance forever. The whole story about eating a bat and this coming from, the wet market. Those people really do have to do that stuff to survive. And Bob, I know your wife is from the Philippines. You know how bad it can get. So you definitely know what poverty level is with a third world country.
So yes, Melody, they have been telling their people to stock up, but I guess what we should have clarified was the CCP is buying up all of their stocks. There's a difference between the common folk of Chinese people and the CCP.
There's the entire movie.
Okay. Nikki, there's the entire movie, I guess. Yes. Perfect. I need that link for later.
Guys, I'm comfy. Yeah, they don't have a way to feed their own people. And Bob, that goes to the fact that I'm saying that this whole thing is about depopulation. You think China wants to kill their own people? No, that brings them money. Why would they want to do that? That's their free slavery. Like,
but the problem
it's all about taking out certain percentage of the population.
Yeah, I believe that.
No matter what anybody tells me, you will not get me to believe otherwise. It's exactly what this is all about.
You're looking at like the 55 plus, the retirement.
Yeah.
The retirement people, the people who are retired, the people that the government actually has to dish money out to and they don't want to. And
I have to say this, okay? If you watch this from the beginning, now me and Chris will tell you this honestly, okay? We were forewarning our boss 6 months.
No,
3 months to be realistic. Yeah, about 6 months.
5 months.
Before this whole thing hit, we were forewarning him because of the people that we were watching and listening to that were on top of everything. They were showing us what was going on overseas in this big sea country we're talking about, okay? We were watching people drop dead in the streets.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a real thing, okay? So 5 or 6 months before this happened, we were looking at our boss in a panic saying, listen, we need to start taking precautions. We need to buy sanitizer. We need to have masks on. We need to do this, that, and the other thing. We were right there with it. We told our coworkers. We were those paranoid people that were like, we need to do this, 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 and this now.
Yeah.
We had already been prepared, we'll say, before this even happened.
When everybody was rushing to the stores, we were kicking back and further educating ourselves on what was actually happening.
Right.
I can tell you right now, just from watching what happened in China, it didn't come from no wet market.
Yeah. Yes, Bob.
It came from a lab.
Yeah.
It was planned.
Yeah.
It took out their elderly population.
Mm-hmm.
From 55 plus, it took out.
Which means they have more money to line their military complex instead of paying off these people who aren't doing anything for them except sucking money out, even though they earned the right.
That can't work, that can't contribute to society, that can't earn them a paycheck, that doesn't pay taxes.
Even though they had busted their ass for this entire regime, their entire life, and probably sacrificed many a days with their families and so on and so forth.
And if you were
just to get off.
And if you were smart enough to know these resources that showed you what was going on, the saddest part of all wasn't the people that were dying from the pandemic. It was the people that were begging in the streets to be killed because they were starving to death.
Yeah.
Wow.
People being barricaded
inside their apartments.
In their apartments.
Literally
buildings, being sealed.
Being hammered shut with nails, told they're not going outside. There was elderly people jumping out of windows to their death because they didn't want to starve anymore. Yeah. There were people in the streets trying to get arrested because they knew it was a free meal. There were people attacking police officers because they wanted to die.
Yeah.
Right.
It will get to that point here if we don't do something.
If we allow that, that's what's coming. What we witnessed while everybody was panic buying, what we witnessed is starting here now.
Right.
It scares the shit out of us. It really does. And, they have plans in place that will happen as this slowly turns the corner to their direction. For example, there will be smart cities that come about. Those smart cities are prisons. Literally all it is. It's a way to control your every single move.
But my question is which way is it in prison for? The people who have assimilated or the people who will not?
Okay, but let me just say this, Christopher. What did you see today after not being to a big city in our state for a while?
What's that?
What did you notice today on the way to the hospital?
Yeah.
Giant complexes going up all over the place.
Yeah, a lot condos.
But condos that will hold thousands of people.
Disgusting condos. One of them, now that you say, there was this, you know how they have like metal art, Nikki? Just like old ready metal, and they put it together to create sculptures. This thing has been there since the beginning of my time. I drove by it today. It was replaced with a condo.
Condos, plural.
It had to have been like 8 stories tall. And then behind it was another one, and another one, another one, another one, another one. It was just...
we live in New Hampshire. Yeah. Our population is...
minute in compared to others.
Why? Why do you need 30 condos? And that wouldn't even fit the whole town that we were inside of it.
Yeah. Wow. Ragnarok, I never have experienced it, and it's naive of me to sit here and preach to everybody how shitty it truly is. But...
Ragnarok, I can tell you, okay, I lived a literal homestead lifestyle as a child. I had electricity. That was it. We didn't have heat. We had wood stoves. That was it. I didn't have running hot water. I had running cold water. If I wanted a bath, I had to heat my water on a stove and pour it into the bathtub. And my dad was a seasonal worker, which meant when wintertime came here in New Hampshire, we starved. We lived on what the government gave to us, which was not enough to feed a 4-person family. I can tell you that much.
No.
So I learned how to make do really quick. Me and my brother, our childhood was pretty much bringing in firewood just to heat our home. But yeah, I understand what that word means 100%. And if people don't understand what that word means, God bless them. God bless them.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I didn't starve people. I didn't.
Right. I struggled with eating disorders when I was younger. So I do know what starving feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nikki, I did too. And I think my childhood contributed to that. I mean, I think a lot of people that have eating disorders, they feel like they have no other control over anything else in their life. And
absolutely
they can control. And for me, I went that route for a while.
That was for you, dear Ragnarok. See, I was just above what she was. You know, we heated our house with wood. We gathered our own water because the tap water is disgusting. It still is disgusting to this day.
We will not drink it.
So I gathered my own water. I supplied my own heat. We lived off the government cheese and the black and white cornflake box and the kind of silver can stewed beef. You know, like you remember those certain things. But yeah, her old house is like so dilapidated. And
my house, when I lived in it, okay, now my family lived off of that land and more. Like my great grandfather owned an entire street and it was all farmland. He actually had a strawberry farm. It's kind of why I'm so dedicated to learning the skill now, is because I want to relearn my family skills. They're not here to teach me. My parents had me at such a late point in life. Like I was an afterthought. I have a sister that
you were a mistake.
I wasn't a mistake. I was an afterthought. But my sister was 15 years older than me. My older brother's 13 years older than me. My parents thought they were done. They were done raising kids. My mom had a thyroid issue. And then one day she looked at my dad and was like, 36 years old and was like, I think I'm pregnant. My dad's like, you can't be pregnant. The doctor said you can't get pregnant. She's like, well, I've had 2 children and I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. Here I am today. 3 months early, though. I was a preemie. I was 3 pounds, 2 ounces. My brother, however, should not have happened because they knew they could have kids after that point. I don't know if they felt bad for me and they're like, oh, she needs somebody to grow up with. But yeah, he was born 2 years after me and he was a preemie too. Not as bad as I was, but.
So I have a question. Being born to somebody that is in their late 30s, being a child of somebody that's in their late 30s, how was that? Like,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I think you don't get sheltered as much. Like you learn about real life a lot sooner than kids that are born to younger parents. My older sister had a huge part in raising me. And it wasn't because my parents didn't want me around or anything like that. My older sister was a type 1 diabetic and she was told that she would never have children.
Yeah.
She died at the age of 33 after having 2 children. It took such a toll on her body that she just really couldn't recover from it.
All these are for you, basically, dear.
But it wasn't bad. And I feel like I had the best of both worlds where I got to be really close with my sister. And my sister was kind of like the rebel type with me. Like she was like, at 18 months old, she was taking me to have my ears pierced without my parents' permission. You know, it was that kind of relationship. When I hit my teenage years, you can ask this guy right here because she chased after him long before I was ever interested. She was trying to buy his affection.
Oh,
yeah.
But my parents were pretty laid back with me and my brother. Like, it was one of those things where, they were old school parents. So it was always go out and play, like go outside, ride your bike, do whatever you got to do. You better be back in this house before the lights come on or your ass is going to get beat.
That's how my mom was.
No, is this one with Chrissy?
I was a happy accident.
That one.
Hey, Christy.
This one with Q.
See, the reason that I asked is because a year ago, I wanted to try for a girl, and my husband totally shot down the idea. He's like, "Nope, I'm done having kids. No more. If you want a girl, let's adopt." Well, that doesn't fit in our lifestyle.
I mean,
what were you going to say?
It's obviously going to work for both of you. The only downfall that I can really say from the heart is your child is going to live a huge part of their life without you. Just think of it that way. Okay. I lost mom she was 58 when she passed away of lung cancer, and she didn't even pass away from the lung cancer. She had a massive heart attack. They found out that two of her main arteries in her heart were severely clogged, and because she had lung cancer, they couldn't operate. So it was a death sentence. But I'm going to be 37 in 2 months. My dad is going to be 75 this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be around much longer. And me and my younger brother, when we can get along and actually talk about it, that's the one thing that we can agree on. Like, I'm not even 40 yet, and I'm going to go the rest of my life without a parent. Yeah. It's hard. That part's hard. Okay. Besides that, though, like, my dad's never regretted it. I feel like with me especially, I was his second chance at life.
Yeah.
Like, my older brother and sister, they were close when they were young, but they kind of grew apart from my family. Both of them did, in their own different ways. So I was kind of the second chance. I'm like his pride and joy. Like, I have his handwriting tattooed on my body. Like, we're that kind of close.
Yeah. Right.
So, like, I don't regret any of my relationships with my parents. I think me and my brother came around when we were supposed to come around. Obviously, my mom wasn't supposed to have kids, and poof, we're in existence. Like, we were supposed to be for a reason.
Right.
But I don't know. All I can say with that, and from my own personal experience, like, I was in a really crappy relationship. I had 3 kids, and I got my tubes tied because I was like, 3 girls, that's enough.
Yeah.
But I never thought the worst would happen, and the worst happened. And now that I'm with somebody else, I would change that like that. He wouldn't. He loves the fact that I can't give him a child, but me personally, I would love to have a child with him.
This world is too shitty and corrupt to bring a child up in right at this moment. Maybe after all this stuff we talked about, maybe it goes away, or
right.
Our paradigm.
If it ever does.
You want my honest hope, and if you want to call it prayer, I hope where our paradigm shifts back to the 1800s. Where, I'm going to go out to the woods, I'm going to cut down my own trees, I'm going to make my own cabin, I'm going to provide food for my own family, and none of you all are going to fuck with me.
Well, let's hope that part comes true. Because this day and age, plenty of people are going to fuck with you.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like that, I get it. The lawlessness was bullshit back then. Mm-hmm. But has much changed? No. It's just there's more disgusting ways of taking care of or offing people. Mm-hmm. Because we've created them ourselves.
Like pigs. We talked about that pigs. Today.
We were talking about how who was that?
I can't even remember.
Whoa, Nikki, are you vibrating over there?
My phone just vibrated.
Sure, it was your phone. It's after hours,
somebody
Nikki.
there was somebody that we were listening to that was like,
Go ahead.
Oh,
Hold on. Go ahead, Nikki. What's going on with your vibrator?
My vibrator just said, "Send me the link."
Oh, who is it?
Well, I'm sure if you drop it in chat again, it would be my husband.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, gotcha. See if we get anybody else.
All
right, I'm gonna cast it.
I
out
forgot
there.
what I was saying.
Oh,
it was Abundant Acres. We were listening to them.
Yeah.
And she was like, I heard pigs eat everything but the teeth. And I was like, hey, from what I've heard, my dad has told me a story about a serial killer in the area, and they eat anything, but sometimes they miss a finger. Hence why he was caught. His pigs missed one finger.
Damn.
And found out that he had been doing it for 30 years.
Damn.
Yeah, can you imagine how many people addicting is? And cha-cha.
What's up?
What's up, Jay?
How we doing?
Hey, we're having our soapbox
drinking,
moment.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Pineapple.
No, I have a great altitude.
What are you drink? What are you drinking over there?
Truly.
That's what I thought it was. I can't say shit. I'm going.
Okay,
with the
I've already had wine and
dude, I drink Auburn Mist when I drink, so
right.
I've already had a Mike's too.
Oh, so you know what though? Okay, so you know what? Okay, the thing about the mics, okay, the mics are juice on crack. So you literally sit there and drink it like it's juice, and you're like,
you know what really is?
In, you're like, whoa.
Mad Dog, buddy. Mad Dog.
Okay, Mad Dog 2020 was like, I loved the orange Mad Dog 2020. I would, dude,
too much
I loved
heartburn,
it.
dude. No, the fruit punch.
Yes, heartburn for days, but
fruit punch
one bottle, you're good.
Yeah, too much, right? Like,
right.
It was a $4.99 bottle. Like, okay,
yep.
Anybody else want to come up? Please feel free. Ragnarok, if you want to come up and vent with us, feel free.
Ragnarok, get up here.
I always forget about your Ragnarok, service. Don't go freeze your ass off for us.
No, dude. Okay, so Ragnarok the other night, we all thought he was sitting by a fire with like bushes behind him. No, dude was sitting in his house with his camouflage stuff behind him, his camouflage like blinds or curtains, and he had a candle in front of him.
Oh, okay. I really thought he was generating his own power.
Dude, he's so cool.
Yeah,
Ragnarok, you are badass. If I haven't told you that lately, you are badass.
Yeah. I would love to, but I have to do breakfast. No, that's fine, buddy.
Apparently, you weren't supposed to say anything, Nikki.
Totally understand.
Said, shh,
Nikki. Yeah.
Oops.
I'm so glad we know such awesome people. I
like-minded people, like.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most everybody in here can agree with what we were saying to a certain extent. Obviously, there's some disagreements here. I get it.
We don't expect anybody to agree with us.
No, but at the end of the day, like, there it is. At the end of the day, peace, love, everyone. Like, seriously. Yeah. Oy.
Just want us to make it through this and get out to the other side.
Because I want to go visit all you people. Like, I can't.
Chris, you do realize your face is covered up by the cosmic cultivators.
Somehow. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
This is the show right here, guys.
Right, exactly. Same thing. Well, that's the same thing. Like, that's why I have Nikki on my lives with me on my channel. I'm like, you're gonna come up here.
Why do you want to look at me? Do you miss me? Is that what it is?
Papa. There it is. There's that sexy head.
Yeah. Kind of balding. It's a little.
Bro.
Are you kidding me? Look at your brother. You're doing good.
Come on now. I'm getting it right down the center. I'm getting the horseshoe, bro. I'm getting the freaking horseshoe, bro.
I'm drinking it backwards.
I have the receding. It's getting there.
Put the chat back.
What chat? Oh.
What chat? Oh my God. You're so silly.
You got me all confused with the banners and the brands and all this. You guys got our package, right?
Robert's sleeping.
Oh.
Sorry, Robert. We didn't mean to wake you.
I'm sorry. You want me to play you some music, Robert?
It's because me and Q are the same person. No, I'm just kidding. We're not.
What is that?
Wait, Christy said she'd come up, but what?
Oh, look at that. Well, hello.
Oh,
hello, Rebel
Canner. What's going on?
Hello. Tammy, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I just I probably should turn the light on. I didn't realize how dark it was. I just got up in the middle of the night and then I clicked on this and I've been hanging out in the chat, so I thought I'd come up.
There you go.
Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate it.
I couldn't come up earlier because I can't talk about anything medical.
Oh,
I mean, I can't either. My opinion is my opinion only, and this is for theater. Like most of the world nowadays.
yeah.
I don't have an opinion. Not at all.
No, neither do we. What's this? What's Q saying? I love you, but I have to go to bed. Jedi is shushing me and making me sleep. Oh, he did the Jedi shush.
That's funny.
Thank you. And Robert, if you're heading out too and going to bed, yeah. What is this? Soft kitty for me.
Soft kitty, warm kitty.
I can get my Buddhist singing bowl if you want. Thanks, Christina. Your Rebel Cannon is in the chat until we have a good one, Ragnarok. See, everybody's out of here. Everybody's leaving.
Yeah,
so
it's 15 to 1 here, so I know it's getting.
Yeah, it's almost 4 a.m. here.
Yeah.
But this is average for us. Like, this is the shift we work. But yeah, Sammy, what's up?
Not much around here.
Yeah. No,
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
That's the way I like it.
Nothing I can talk about anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Tammy, can you talk about kind of what's going on? Like, I know a little bit about you. I know you do your canning thing, and I'm a part of your Facebook group, and I think you're awesome. And I know you're going from one place to another place. Can you? I don't know if you can talk about it. Can you tell me what about your transitioning and what that's about?
I sold my house in town.
Okay.
And about 4 years ago, I bought 6 acres in the swamp out here, close by.
Yeah.
And I am moving into a shed to house.
Awesome.
So my tiny house, my garage in town, my 1.5 car garage in town is literally bigger than my tiny house.
Wow.
And this June, I bought a wood stove because I live in Michigan. I'll tell you that much. And it is 7 degrees right now.
Yeah,
we're 17.
I can imagine this time of year.
So I bought an old home comfort wood cook stove with a big oven on top and the oven on the bottom and the wood boiler on the side for the water boiler.
Oh, wow.
And I've been fighting to get it in my house, and it's just been a series of unfortunate events trying to get it set up. Well, I'll come help you. And then the brakes went out. Well, I'll come help you, but I have a Christmas party that day. I can't come. But I'll come help you because I can't lift a cast iron stove. This thing, But I finally got the legs on it, and now I'm waiting for the last cement board to go in the back gap to that 18 inches. It has to be away from the wall. I need a piece of cement board cut 18 inches, and then I can put all the cast iron back in it and the pipes because it already has a chimney. I just want to change it out. The stove I had in it didn't heat it. But there was a man living in it before I moved in.
Yeah.
And the neighbors, I got it to camp and, as a backup location for whatever. And the man that was living in it before me was very scary, but the neighbors had no idea he was living there.
Oh boy.
He was living there and going to college, and they had no idea he was living there 24/7 in it. It's very there's only neighbors on one side. I only have 2 neighbors.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Nope.
I mean, we're surrounded by
everything,
at least 60 neighbors,
including a nuclear
power plant and a mall complex. You might as well say that's what we're surrounded by.
Yeah, my neighbor on one side, they're a young couple and they're cool. They do their thing, I do my thing. They don't care. They're wonderful. The neighbors behind my swamp, way back, she's Mennonite and he's ex-Amish. So they are wonderful. They stop by and check on me. They know I'm there when I'm there. They're wonderful.
That sounds perfect. Awesome. Honestly,
it has no electric and it has a composting toilet. It has a well with a gas pump.
That's
cool.
That's what me and Chris want. The worst way.
We seriously do. we really want the off-grid type lifestyle. Like, I know it's rough. I know we say it now, but like something deep inside that ancestral urge is like, because this isn't it. Like for me, like this is not it. Not at all. As much as I enjoy this YouTube thing, I haven't been fulfilled yet, you know? Like,
right.
Yeah.
I know. I've been working. It was my birthday the other day. I am 55 and I've been working toward this my whole life.
Birthday.
I can honestly say that when I was about 12, my brother-in-law brought my dad one of the first issues of Mother Earth News. And that was it for me. I've been hooked on wanting to get to this lifestyle my whole life.
Yeah. And it's something that we strive to be.
Thank you, Mad Scientist.
Yeah, thank you, Mad Scientist Soaps. I don't believe I've ever seen you in here.
Greetings from the U.S.
Just don't rewind to the beginning when we had our soap talk moment and we were really serious talk. That's in the past.
We're in the present.
It was for entertainment purposes only.
Exactly. It was all entertainment, but we're really positive.
Hi, Mad Scientist Soaps. I like your name. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so what do you make soaps, Mad Scientist? A little explanation on that, buddy. But yeah, no, seriously, we really, really would love to have the off-grid lifestyle. Like,
the only thing we currently have going for us, this was Chris's great-grandmother's property that we live on. Across the street was Chris's grandmother's property, which is now his aunt's property.
Yeah.
Down the road 2 houses, there's a house that's going out for sale that actually used to be owned by high school friends of ours that is now going to be Chris's cousins. So pretty much
we're surrounded by family
over the street
and
by
also
family.
Everywhere in between is friends of the family, and they know me from a child. I used to play tag with the kids in the backyards in this whole neighborhood. So 70% of the people on the street is either family or friends of the family.
I've literally lived on this road now. Even before me and Chris were together, I lived on this road. Lived here for almost 23 years now. So
yeah.
Wow.
So we got that going for us, and that's it though. Like I said, we're surrounded.
Choose that because what drifted to us in the 80s. Yeah.
So, and what I mean by the nuclear plant is in our backyard. It literally is. There's, I believe, a half a mile.
Yeah, if that. Maybe
if I go for a 5-minute walk, I'm able to grab the fence of the nuclear plant.
We wouldn't be grabbing the fence. We'd have an AK-47 in our face.
You have an AK-47 put in your face before you can touch that fence. But anyway, that's a 5-minute walk for us. So
Wow.
Yeah. And we just found out this year that there's cracks.
Yeah. There's even more cracks in the nuclear dome of it, and their solution for it, instead of closing it down 10 years ago like they were supposed to,
we'll just patch it.
We're just going to pour some more concrete over it and go for another 10 years.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I guess so.
I mean, like, that's what they always do. It's the same thing they do with the roads out here. Instead of ripping the roads out and redoing the roads, they just patch holes in the roads.
Yeah.
And those holes later get eroded away.
Oh,
wait a minute, Jay. Didn't they just pass like a $3 trillion infrastructure? You're fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah,
$3 trillion in infrastructure.
Perfect.
They're gold.
Oh yeah, of course.
Our roads
Yeah, they're absolutely perfect.
They're fucking gold, dude.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Good night, you.
But
girl.
when you know you have a nuclear reactor not even a half a mile away from you, and you know there's cracks in that shell.
So I mean,
there was a reason why we kept our fruit trees in buckets for
as far
an entire
as this
year.
as far as this goes, Christy, we are kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's
kinda
a very
kind of isn't even the word.
Yeah, we live with family who's unable to
take care of themselves.
What are you doing with your mouth?
I'm eating fruit snacks. Leave me alone.
Excellent. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, hence why we're trying to make our own paradise in the backyard with the homesteading.
Yeah, and Christy, the other thing is too, is they are eventually supposed to shut down that power plant. They were supposed to shut it down 7 years ago, which just hasn't happened yet.
And here it is right here, everybody. If you're interested in soaps, cosmetic making is my hobby. No nasty chemical. Perfect.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's
really awesome. That's what the community is for, is to learn what one another are doing.
And
so,
if any of our moms,
I'm actually gonna. Hey, Chris, put that comment back.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna write down their name because I want to go check out their channel.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have the laptop, so she has the phone, so she can't really see chat right now. I don't think.
Nope.
No, I've been trying to keep up with it, Jay, but I get on my soapbox moment.
Yeah, I well, I've been drinking and partaking in the good earth green this evening, and so my brain's not functioning properly.
See, I am at the correct altitude, hence why I'm able to come through these thoughts. It's the way I operate.
Yeah,
right.
Unfortunately, when you live next to a power plant, I mean, it's always a possibility.
It is.
We do not drink our local water, period.
Hence why my family's been collecting their own water for 70 years.
We do not cook with it. The only thing it really does is wash our bodies, our clothes.
That's why we glow.
Yep, that's why we're sparkly. Obviously, there's a risk at it. The only thing it's good for is the fact that our taxes are lower than anybody else's in the area.
Probably everywhere. I think my parents were complaining about it. I think it went up to $3,200 a year for taxes. I don't know, comparatively speaking. I've heard that's like dirt cheap. So, anybody else throw in an opinion on that? No.
All I know is that one of my buddies lives in or owns a house in New Jersey, and he pays close to $9,000 a year in property taxes.
So, yeah, $3,200.
And that's in New Jersey. So
what's not 16 twice a year? $1,600 twice a year is what we pay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess living right next to a nuclear fusion reactor is.
Most of Aquarius, they're contracted. All the plants and other important sites. Don't go poking around where you ain't supposed to be. I know them.
Yeah. No, so me and my ex, we were preparing for the Walk for Hunger, which is a marathon in Boston. And we decided to walk from, I don't know, it was like a 10-mile walk. And the path that we were going was kind of near the nuclear plant, but it wasn't. It was a good ways away. We got within, I don't know, a quarter mile of the nuclear plant. And we had this black truck come zooming right for us, directly at us. Guy gets out, gets strapped to the nines. He has bulletproof vest, mace, gun, AK-47, taser, da-da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, he gets up and he has this gun. He's like, what are you guys doing here? And we're like shitting our pants at this point.
Right?
We're just walking. And he's like, "Do you have anything on you?" It's like, dude, I have nylon pants and a fucking muscle shirt. You're looking at everything I have. He escorted us the rest of the way until we were out of range of the cameras.
That happened to us in high school too when we were skipping school. Like,
Oh,
so
geez.
from our high school to get to Seabrook. Now our high school was in a different town. It was in Hampton.
Yeah.
And me, my ex, who used to be his best friend once upon a time, and him decided we were going to skip school one day. And yeah, we decided we were going to walk home. And oh my God, it's like what, a 20-mile walk?
No, it's not
15.
No, it's I think it's like 8.5 miles on the railroad track.
In 6 feet of snow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no lie.
6 feet of snow
That's
on railroad tracks, old abandoned railroad tracks. We decide we're gonna just hoof it. He's got a bum knee, all right. He just had surgery after his football injury, or right before your injury.
This is before I dropped out of high school, when my football career was over.
Yeah, so just blew out his knee, his ACL, and he's limping along. I'm, the 15-year-old naughty girl wearing 7-inch heels, walking in 6 feet of snow.
Dude, it was bad.
And yeah, so we crossed the train tracks and we're going, and even the buses beat us home. It wasn't even worth it.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't even worth it. So we're trucking along, and finally we're in Seabrook, which is 8 miles away.
See the buses drive by with all our friends.
Yeah, they're laughing, pointing at us, huh, idiots. But yeah, we keep walking and we end up right next to the power plant. And again, they pulled us aside with guns drawn, and they were like, "What are you doing?" We're like, "We're just walking home."
Yeah.
Not telling you I'm skipping school though.
Someone's trying to share their love with us.
That's
the wrong kind of love.
Well, I'm gonna share that love.
The wrong kind of love.
Not here. Well, somebody already did it.
But yeah, they take that stuff very seriously. So at least, I'm not really afraid of an airplane or something like that flying into it, because they're all over it.
Yeah. No, that's 2 times that we've had, guns in our face. Well, I've had another gun in my face. Me and my buddy, I was 15 at the time, we're cruising down the highway and a cop pulls us over because of a loud muffler. At the time, me and my buddy are toking on a metal bowl. And so he's like, throw it out the window, because he's panicking, because if he gets arrested again, he's going to jail for a very long time. Wow. So he's panicking.
He had bad friends.
Throw it out the window, and then finally I'm 15. I'm like, okay, sure, I throw it out the window. This female officer, drop dead gorgeous, comes up to the window with gun drawn. Put your hands in the air. The gun was in his face, but being 15, I was scared shitless.
Damn.
She dragged us out of the car, handcuffed us, set us on the side. I'm sitting there freaking out. I'm like, can I have a cigarette? She's like, no, you're 15. You don't get anything. I'm freaking because they find the bag. Oh my god. They're asking. Then I finally go, yeah, it's mine. And he's like, oh. You heard it in his voice. And they knew it wasn't mine, it was his. And they were like, okay, if you want to take the fall. I was like, I'm 15, whatever.
Yep.
$1,500 fucking later for littering.
Oh, Jesus.
For throwing the bowl out the window.
And then $420 for possession. What the fuck?
Wow.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
420? Yeah, that's hilarious, guys.
Wow.
But yeah. And then I never saw him again, so that was really shitty.
Yeah, he was like, thanks, pal.
Yeah, thanks, pal. See ya. Hey, damn, noisy neighbors waking me all through the night in 2 years.
Huh.
Ugh. Crazy conspiracy. That's okay. I don't take offense to that because I'm a conspiracy scientist. Right.
You're not paranoid if they really are out to get you. Just saying.
Yeah.
You're right. Right. No. Others I have been in full on martial law 3 times in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, that all in the same area code too, right, Bob? I've been in martial law 3 times, Bob said. Full martial law.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
In the Philippines?
No, I think it's going to be right there where he's at right now at his residence.
Yeah.
Washington?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
We're on the brink. We're
I
on the
like
brink
being
of,
older, dude.
we're on the brink of some crazy shit.
New Hampshire would do that.
Yeah, I don't think New Hampshire could do that, honestly.
There's too many people with too many bang bangs around here for that
I
to
think
happen.
I think between Maine, New Hampshire, there's like
Massachusetts.
12% of all of the arms in the country. Like,
Yeah.
2 states. Pretty sure.
It's been legal for that long.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have a license to carry in New Hampshire.
Oi.
Just go out and buy a gun and it's
Yeah.
your gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I've always said if you want to find out what caliber gun I have, come on my property without me knowing about it.
I mean, in Texas, that's a real thing.
Yep.
It is.
And out here,
About what?
It's 4 a.m., man.
It's up to you, dear.
Well, you got to visit Daddy-O tomorrow, too.
Yeah, and I told him I'd be up there early.
Yeah.
and we actually have to go drive to see Mojo tomorrow.
I know.
Fun.
Gonna be awesome. Yeah,
crazy,
we're on there
huh?
Yeah,
super
we're going
excited.
live with Mojo.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
we're
nuts.
going live with Mojo tomorrow.
What time?
Well, I might be at the hospital, but
Like,
I'm at least going to
probably
try
around-
to listen in.
Probably around like 1:30 Pacific time is what we're thinking, somewhere around there. We're not sure exactly yet. We're gonna try to figure out in the morning when we get up. We're gonna drive. It's gonna take us about an hour and a half to get to where we're meeting him, so we're gonna kind of judge that by when we get there. So it's probably gonna be around 1:30, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. It just depends.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys get to do that.
Yeah, this is
Well,
this is our
we're
first.
waiting for that to
Yeah.
happen around here.
Yes. Well, this is our first
John
YouTube
from Willow
meetup, so
Grove.
it's gonna be kind of cool.
Yeah.
John from Willow Grove is really only 2 hours away from
Well,
us.
he says it's longer than that, but I don't know.
He says it's longer than that, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. So 3
Okay.
hours away.
I can see Chris driving pretty fast, so you get there pretty quick.
Yeah, he doesn't usually drive. So
Yeah, I don't even have a license right now. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
it's not that he doesn't have; he just hasn't renewed it.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
think
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Not because he's a badass or anything.
No,
I like what you do.
No, I just didn't renew it. I have no need for it.
He doesn't ever drive.
Yeah,
I drop him off at work. I pick him up at work.
that's how much I wanted to go back to the 1800s. Like, I'm rejecting every aspect of everything that's been assimilated on me throughout the years.
Yeah.
With it all.
He's gonna start riding a horse to work.
Seriously. I will. But yeah, I guess we will close down the chat, at least for all these wonderful people.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone in chat.
Tammy, thank you. Jay, thank you. Nikki, thank you.
Yep.
Yes,
And
of course.
I'm gonna do.
You guys are awesome. I always love coming up and hanging out with you guys.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't get up earlier.
We will probably be on earlier tomorrow night. We did not want to cut into John's karaoke time. It was
right.
Gotta check it out. It was hysterical.
We gotta go back and watch that, babe.
Yeah.
He wore the John Keeney.
He wore the John Keeney.
And then put a robe on and danced around.
For everybody.
Wow.
And did a lot of naughty dancing and a lot of singing and a lot of
one of the things that I've been talking about doing on my channel, I was talking with Nikki about this, was doing like a drunk karaoke, like once a week, doing drunk karaoke on my channel and just hanging out, drinking, and have people like spinning and like people on panel. Some people that are up there can sing, some people that can't, and you spin the wheel to see who sings that song, and whoever it is sings that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it'd be fun.
It would be.
I think it'd be hilarious.
We are trying to convince John tonight, like him and I don't know if you guys know Cajun Hydroponics yet or not, Danny from Cajun.
Yes, I just got connected with them today.
Okay, so
they subscribed to me, I subscribed back. We watched each other's videos, commented. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing. So him and Danny are actually going to do a once a month thing, but they're involving the Shed Wars community.
Yes.
So you can email them with song requests, this and that. But me and Chris were throwing in the comments, like, why not
Sammy,
do a karaoke squares? You know, why not, instead of just having Danny up there, why don't you have a bunch of people up there?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, we thought that'd be a great idea. And then maybe at the end of the night, have everybody vote on the best and maybe mail them some seeds.
Right.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the chat real quick. And,
his outro.
My outro, of course. So, chat, have a good night. And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next time.